President's Report. This report is aligned with the 2022 to 2025 strategic plan of the Southern Africa Union Conference SAU, which was developed through a collaborative process involving SAU departmental directors, institutional leaders, SAU ExCom members, and other stakeholders, including lay church members. The SAU ExCom subsequently approved the plan. It is further anchored in the overarching SAU strategic plan and the long-term vision articulated in the SAU Vision 2040, thereby ensuring strategic coherence and continuity across all organizational functions and initiatives within the Union. This global framework is built around three core focus areas. 1. Mission, emphasizing the proclamation of the gospel and reaching the unreached. 2. Spiritual growth, promoting discipleship, personal revival, and a deeper relationship with Christ. 3. Leadership, developing and equipping servant leaders at all levels of church structure. The SAU spreads its wings across 4 geographical countries: Eswatini, Lesotho, Namibia, and South Africa, as well as the islands of St. Helena and Tristan da Cunha. The total population of the SAU territory is about 67 million people. Our mission is to impact the SAU territory by calling all 67 million people to become disciples of Jesus Christ, proclaim to them the everlasting gospel embraced by the 3 angels' messages, and prepare them for Christ's soon return. Through Impact SAU, coordinated by the SAU Personal Ministries Department, our goal was to conduct evangelistic projects in all major towns and cities across the SAU territory. March, April, and September-October in 2023, 2024, and 2025 were strategically marked for intense evangelistic projects across the territory. To increase our membership by 50% by the end of 2025, we have completed 488 evangelistic projects through the SAU territory from January 2023 to date. To practically live the mission, Dr. Paul Shongwe, the president of the SAU, conducted the first evangelistic campaign in February 2023 in Botlokwa, Limpopo. The executive secretary, Pastor Mandla Lupondwana, together with his wife Avia, followed suit and conducted a campaign in Kimberley. In September 2023, a battalion of 60 evangelists from the Central Zimbabwe Union joined the Lesotho Conference pastors and lay evangelists to conduct a coordinated evangelistic campaign in the Kingdom of Lesotho as part of the Impact SAU Maseru initiative. A total of 437 souls were baptized. The SID leadership, led by the president, Dr. Harrington Akombwa, joined the SAU leadership, the Cape Conference CC administration, local pastors and lay evangelists to conduct a series of evangelistic campaigns in the Western Cape. There was great joy in the Kingdom of Eswatini when the SID president Dr. Harrington Akombwa, together with the SAU president Dr. Paul Shongwe, arrived to personally conduct the baptism of Prince Banzile, the son of the reigning King Mswati III. Prince Banzile's baptism is a testament to the power of the gospel to reach all segments of society, including influential leaders. The prince was honored by the presence of the SID president Dr. Harrington Akombwa, who was on this mission to officiate the baptism of the prince on behalf of the General Conference president Elder Ted Wilson, who could not make it to honor the royal family with his presence on this grand occasion. Also present were the Eswatini Conference president and officers, Pastor William Kwanazi, pastors and directors, together with dozens of church members and members of the royal family who came to witness the ceremony. Officiating at this prestigious ceremony, Dr. Akombwa thanked the prince for making a wise decision, that of choosing Jesus Christ as his savior. The dozens of church members who served as witnesses at this ceremony could not stop ululating as the prince and 5 of his warriors took their vows, affirming their beliefs in Jesus Christ and their decision to be baptized into the Seventh-day Adventist Church. From February 13 to 19, 2023, the then General Conference President of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, Pastor Ted N.C. Wilson, and his wife Nancy, visited the Southern Africa Union Conference SAU territory on a pastoral tour. The visit was characterized by reinforcement of the mission agenda, engagement with church members and leaders, and promotion of total member involvement (TMI) in evangelism. Elder Wilson's visit was not only a moment of spiritual encouragement, but also a powerful affirmation of the global church's commitment to evangelism, church growth, and community impact within the SAU region. The visit also opened diplomatic opportunities as Pastor Wilson met with selected state officials. Ms. Ntomeng Majara, the Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Mokoto Makalanyane, and Tabo Maretlane, who are members of parliament in Lesotho. Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, the late traditional Prime Minister to the Zulu royal family, Ulundi, South Africa. Prince Lonkonkelo, representing His Majesty King Mswati III, and Princess Lindiwe, the Minister of Home Affairs, Eswatini. Dr. Nangolo Mbumba, the then Deputy State President, and Royal Johan Cwicotco, the former Deputy Minister of Marginalized People in Namibia. Ms. Lindiwe Zulu, the former Minister of Social Development of South Africa. These interactions further positioned the Church as a partner in nation building. As a direct result of the evangelistic efforts, 10,632 individuals committed their lives to Christ through baptism. The numbers continue to grow steadily, with hundreds of baptisms reported across our conferences within the SAU territory. In some areas, mass baptisms were organized after the Crusades, demonstrating the power of collective efforts and the working of the Holy Spirit. The Southern Africa Union Conference SAU has seen significant growth in membership following a series of evangelism initiatives that align with the Impact SAU strategy. These initiatives focused on spreading the gospel and engaging every member in mission work have yielded positive results in both church membership growth and community outreach. Adventist Youth Ministries and Public Campus Ministries. In support of the Global Adventist Mission and in response to the call for distribution of the Book of the Year, The Great Controversy, a total of 10,000 copies were disseminated during the SAU Senior Youth Congress held in Swakopmund, Namibia from 14 to 17 June 2024. The event welcomed over 2,500 registered youth and guests. Congress objectives were addressed through workshops covering themes such as creative evangelism, youth-centered social challenges, budgeting for missional impact, and youth and HIV/AIDS. These sessions received overwhelmingly positive feedback from attendees. The Congress was honored by the presence of His Royal Highness Prince Banzile Dlamini from the Kingdom of Eswatini, as well as supported by SAU officers Dr. Shongwe and Pastor Lupondwana. The main keynote address was delivered by Dr. Papu, supported by a distinguished roster of speakers, all emphasizing the pivotal role of youth in advancing the Adventist mission. The SAU Public Campus Ministries, PCM, further strengthened outreach by supporting the Northern Conference Evangelistic Initiative, led by the University of Johannesburg Seventh-day Adventist Student Movement, SDA-SM. This impactful mission was centered around a vibrant evangelistic march that carried the Adventist message into the heart of Johannesburg. In alignment with the union-wide Publishing Ministries Book of the Year initiative, The Great Controversy was again featured and distributed during a 4-kilometer procession. The march garnered city-wide attention with dynamic pathfinder drills and coordinated support from the Johannesburg Metro Traffic Department. This collaborative effort exemplifies the powerful synergy between local churches, campus ministries, and youth departments, collectively amplifying the Adventist mission within an urban context. Chaplaincy and music. The mission of Chaplaincy Ministries is simple yet profound: to give hope by sharing God's love, grace, and truth, reaching people where they are and ministering to their deepest needs. Between 2022 and 2025, the department focused on a key priority: promoting clinical pastoral orientation (CPO) for all conference chaplaincy directors. This training is essential as it serves as a prerequisite for formal endorsement within the SID and SAU working policies. Pastor Talent Moyo from the Northern Conference successfully completed the CPO process and has received formal endorsement. Endorsement applications have also been submitted for Pastor Takalani Rambau, Trans-Orange Conference, Pastor Andrew Bisho Mahongo, Namibia North Conference, Pastor Nkululeko Nklasane, KwaZulu-Natal Free State Conference. Music is more than melody, it's ministry. When rooted in truth and reverence, it becomes a powerful tool for unity, transformation, and outreach across generations. Yet, despite its potential, the SAU Music Ministry has remained dormant for some time. That changed on the 7th of March 2025 when we hosted the first ever online music ministry advisory, a historic moment of reconnection and renewal. While some conference music directors joined the platform, many were absent. Still, the meeting laid a foundation for revival. We explored key topics including the importance and place of music in worship, cultural dynamics and theological studies on music, job descriptions for music directors, Adventist understanding of music in worship, contemporary versus traditional music, training needs for local conference leaders, Communication and Public Affairs Department. The SAU, in collaboration with the Lesotho Conference of the Seventh-day Adventists, recently achieved a significant milestone after meeting with His Excellency, the Prime Minister of Lesotho, Samuel Matekane, and the Honorable Minister of Information, Communications, Science, Technology and Innovation, Ntati Morosi. Following these productive discussions, the Lesotho Communications Authority (LCM) officially granted the church a broadcasting license, marking a significant advancement in its mission to spread the gospel through modern media. Additionally, the SAU, in collaboration with Namibia North Conference (NNC), successfully launched its 5th FM radio station in Oshakati, northern Namibia in May 2023. This milestone comes after the recent allocation of an additional FM frequency by national authorities, further expanding the church's media presence across the country. Namibia has demonstrated tremendous progress in the media ministry with 5 operational Adventist radio stations before this launch. Recognizing the power of radio in reaching diverse communities with the gospel, the Namibia Conference applied for an additional frequency to serve the northern regions. Living to the strategic objective of establishing relationships with national leaders for mission, the department, in collaboration with sub-organizations, paid a courtesy visit to the State House of the Republic of Namibia on July 16, 2024, where they met with the State President, His Excellency Dr. Nangolo Mbumba, an event that made headlines on the Namibian Broadcasting Corporation (NBC). During the state visit, Elder Tony Nearings, who represented the SAU president, and Pastor Sabine Njamba, the president of the Namibia South Conference, expressed gratitude for the constitutional provisions that uphold the freedom of religion and belief in Namibia. They affirmed the church's commitment to these principles, stating, "Your commitment to protecting the rights of all citizens resonates deeply with our values and mission." Moreover, the department, in collaboration with the KwaZulu-Natal Free State Conference (KNFC), paid another courtesy visit to the Kingdom of the Zulu Nation under the leadership of His Majesty King Misizulu KwaZweletini at the Kwakangela Makengane Royal Palace for the annual prayer service. This revered event brings together the Zulu royal family, the church, and the community. The visits were part of the SAU's ongoing efforts to strengthen relationships with national leaders and open doors for mission work in the country. Publishing and Spirit of Prophecy Department. The SAU Publishing Department ensured that 300,000 copies of The Great Controversy were available in 3 languages: English, Afrikaans, and Sesotho. From the start of the Great Controversy Project 2.0 in June 2023 to February 2025, 219,139 copies of The Great Controversy have been distributed in SAU, 156,092 English copies, 55,306 Afrikaans copies, and 7,741 Sesotho copies. We also note the 10,000 copies of The Great Controversy distributed in Swakopmund, Namibia at the SAU Youth Congress in June 2024, and over 4,000 copies distributed by the SAU Education Department at the Education Convention held in Durban in April 2024. The SAU Women and Children's Ministry have also distributed over 500 copies of The Great Controversy during the same period. Every year, literature evangelists, individual church members and groups have been participating in this mass distribution project. Sabbath School Personal Ministries. The Personal Ministries Department of the Southern Africa Union Conference (SAU) has played a pivotal role in coordinating the Impact SAU Evangelism Initiative, which has significantly revitalized and expanded soul-winning activities across the Union territory. This strategic program, driven by the I Will Go mission plan, seeks to activate every member to be a disciple and a disciple maker through coordinated conference-wide evangelistic efforts. Since the implementation of Impact SAU under the Personal Ministries Department, thousands of baptisms have been recorded across the Union Territory. Hundreds of local churches participated in synchronized outreach events and mission weeks. There has been a renewed spirit of volunteerism among lay members. The program has enhanced unity and purpose across departments and age groups in evangelism. In a significant step toward collaboration for mission enrichment with other Seventh-day Adventist entities, the Southern Africa Union Conference SAU facilitated a ministerial visit from a delegation of pastors and leaders from the South Central Conference SCC, headquartered under the North American Division. This mission initiative was designed to support camp meetings hosted by the Trans-Orange Conference TOC and the Northern Conference of South Africa NCSA between 22 September and 7 October 2023. The SCC delegation included the President, Pastor Benjamin Jones Jr., the CFO, Sonia Creighton, and pastors who served as camp meeting speakers, seminar presenters, and mentors in spiritual gatherings. The impact of the visit led to the spiritual revival of our members, with many responding to altar calls and appeals, and a cross-cultural exchange where both the local and visiting team benefited from exposure to diverse ministry methods. Partnerships were also strengthened as plans were initiated for possible reciprocal and workforce exchanges. Adventist Children's Ministries. To nurture the spiritual development of young hearts and minds, laying the groundwork for a lifelong relationship with God, the Children's Ministries Department has 5 electronic quarterly Children's Ministries magazines for learning across conferences published to date. These magazines consolidate the implementation of the strategic action plans as executed by the SAU Children's Ministries Department and conferences. The magazines can be accessed on the SAU website. VBX resources and materials were also shared with conferences. Additionally, more than 200 VBX sites were reported by conferences and 60% of attendees reported as non-Adventist. Conferences and some local churches are currently developing retention strategies as per departmental recommendations to enroll in Sabbath School, VOP, music choirs, Pathfinders, and Adventurers. Adventist Family Ministries. The SAU Family Ministries prioritizes the spiritual growth of families, recognizing that spiritually strong families form the foundation of a healthy church and community. To focus on nurturing relationships with God, fostering Christ-centered homes, and empowering families to live as witnesses of Christ. Moreover, the department conducted seminars for singles and couples retreats in different conferences. Annual Family Emphasis Weeks and Annual Family Togetherness Weeks of Prayers with different topics enhanced the spiritual growth of families. Family worship and family mental health materials were also distributed union-wide. Ministerial Association. The Southern Africa Union Conference held a ministerial convention at the Olive Convention Center in Durban in February 2025. The event, themed Flourishing Ministerial Families, brought together pastors and their spouses from across the SAU territory for a time of spiritual renewal, professional development, and fellowship. The retreat commenced with a heartfelt welcome by Pastor Trevor Kunene, SAU Ministerial Secretary, and his wife, Mrs. Zodwa Kunene, SAU Shepherdess Coordinator. Dr. Paul Shongwe, SAU President, delivered the keynote address. Dr. Pasmo Mulambo, SID Ministerial Director, led the opening devotion, emphasizing the spiritual foundation of ministry work. With leaders from across the SAU territory, the convention exemplified the SAU's commitment. The department further conducted breakfast prayer meetings in Namibia, South Africa, and Lesotho. In addition, from 2022 to date, 57 ordination and commissioning services have been conducted across the Union, recognizing pastors through ordination and commissioning who have successfully met the requirements set by the SAU working policy. One of the objectives of the ordination is to officially recognize a pastor's calling and readiness for full-time ministry. The ordination of pastors is a sacred and celebratory moment in the life of the church. In addressing the department's strategic plan, annual advisories were conducted with the Conference Ministerial Association secretaries and ministerial spouses. The SAU conducted Preaching, Evangelism and Leadership Conventions PELC in Johannesburg from June 28th to July 1st, 2023, and from July 24th to 28th, 2024 in Durban, as part of its broader mission to build the capacity of pastors, evangelists and church leaders within the Union Territory. The training aimed to inspire, equip, and align church leadership with the principles of biblical evangelism, servant leadership, and strategic mission advancement. Notable speakers for the 2023 convention included Leslie Pollard, James Mbirukira, Clifford Jones, Prudence Pollard, Gilbert Ojwang, Jongimpi Papu, Jesse Wilson, Sipozonke Mbata, Lester Parkinson, and Preacher Ngwenya. The notable speakers from the 2024 convention were Preacher Ngwenya, Lawrence Dorsey, Andrew Munsami, Mosi Maningape Moesi, Donna Edmond, Lester Parkinson, Herman L. Davis, and Zodwa Kunene. Moreover, the SAU held a Bible conference in Lesotho during the session with Dr. Shongwe, Pastor Lupondwana, Pastor Ngwira, Pastor Ngwenya, and Pastor Made as speakers on the day. The speakers explored and expounded on the Book of Revelation and its impact on the church in the current digital era. Also, the plan of salvation and how sin entered the world was explored on, and why the Almighty came to save us from this sin. Pastor Lupondwana upped the discussion, focusing on the topic of witchcraft and how it affects people, even the saved remnants. The Bible conference was a huge success, with virtual audiences also benefiting from the lessons delivered. Stewardship. The SAU conducted a dynamic stewardship convention from February 28th to March 2nd, 2025, bringing together church members, leaders, and stewardship advocates from across the SAU region. The convention themed "O Steward, Be Faithful" served as a powerful platform to emphasize faithfulness in Christian living, financial stewardship, and holistic discipleship. A major highlight of the event was the investiture of Master Stewards, a significant milestone recognizing dedicated individuals who have demonstrated consistent commitment to stewardship principles. These Master Stewards underwent extensive training and fulfilled the necessary requirements, making them worthy ambassadors of stewardship within their local churches and communities. Adventist Health Ministries. The recent SAU Health Convention, held at Birchwood Hotel and OR Tambo Conference Center, featured a series of insightful discussions and presentations that brought together health professionals and experts across the SAU territory to explore innovative solutions. The power-packed convention offered a dynamic series of presentations, panel discussions, and interactive sessions focused on advancing health and wellness across diverse communities in the SAU territory. The SAU officers and directors, led by Dr. Shongwe, Dr. Sikwa, the Regional AAIM Director, Dr. Landless, the GC Health Ministries Director, and Dr. Charles Marcel, the GC Associate Health Ministries Director, came together to strategize on the ongoing efforts in combating HIV/AIDS within the SAU territory. More so, the department also held the Addiction and Recovery Training February 2025 to address health and addiction challenges, which was also done with the GC Health Ministries Department Associate Director, Dr. Katya Reinhardt. Education Department. The SAU Education Department has made significant progress toward establishing TVET colleges within the Union. The proposal to revive Bethel as a TVET institution was approved by the SAU Board of Education and SAU ExCom and acknowledged by the SID and GC. A feasibility study led by TVET expert Snowdon Reed in March 2025 provided strategic direction, recommending a milestone-driven plan with implementation by 2030. A comprehensive needs assessment has been conducted. Furthermore, a pilot skills development project is set to commence in September 2025. Additionally, Eswatini Conference has secured land in Hlambeni for a TVET college and high school, while in Namibia, 2 sites, Kasote and Katimamulilo, have been identified for development of a TVET college and high school. Fundraising has commenced, reinforcing SAU's commitment to vocational training that is aligned with Adventist values and aimed at empowering youth. The Maluti Adventist Council, MAC, approved the proposal to upgrade MAC into a fully fledged medical school in 2023, and the SAU Board of Education and SAU ExCom approved it in 2024. To support the expansion, MAC is in the process of purchasing 786 acres of land. The SAU successfully hosted the Educators Convention from 28 March to 1 April 2024 under the theme Striving for Excellence. The event brought together educators across the Union to align on strategies supporting academic excellence, spiritual growth, and faith-based learning. The event served as a platform to foster collaboration, share strategies, and uplift the quality of Adventist education across the territory. Distinguished speakers including Dr. Dingindao Paula Strongwe, SAU President, and Dr. Hudson Kibuka, the then GC Associate Education Director, Dr. Felix Njini, SID Education Director, and Mrs. Catherine Kabutunjekwa, SAU Education Director, provided insights on how faith and educational excellence are interconnected. The SAU President, referencing Philippians chapter 4 verse 8, emphasized the importance of pursuing excellence in education by focusing on noble, true, and admirable values, mirroring Christ's method and personal development. This event was graced by the presence of South African Basic Education Minister at the time, Mrs. Angelina Mutshekga. A cherry on top was the baptism of 14 learners and pathfinders. Women's Ministries. There is a concerted effort to involve young people and women in leadership roles in the SAU territory. Programs within the Union encourage mentorship, participation, and empowerment of these groups, ensuring diverse representation and preparing future leaders for the church. The SAU Women's Ministries and Young Adventist Women's Ministries, in partnership with Botswana Union Conference (BUC), held a YOM conference in Bloemfontein from 25 to 28 July 2024 to empower women for mission, spiritual growth, mental health and well-being, career development, stewardship, and personal finance management. Leadership certification continues unabated, and women are empowered in all areas of leadership. It was a privilege for the WM Conference directors in the SAU territory to be part of the leadership convention organized by the SID WM Director in Mauritius. Treasury Department. In line with our mission focus, we increased funding for evangelism and related training activities, inspiring TMI among members, and supporting and equipping pastors and workers. Tithe grew with an annual average growth of 3%, but offering did better by an average yearly increase of 15.6%, showing the love of members towards God and His mission. Growth in giving patterns exceeded the membership growth, indicating an increase in faithfulness. When we measure it, we note a growth of 9.5% from 2021 to 2024. We believe that greater transparency through the ACMS financial module, better audit opinions, and the strong emphasis on stewardship played a pivotal role in this regard. Currently, 85% of income is made up of tithe and offering, demonstrating how the Lord sustains His work through the worldwide plan of systematic giving and sharing. We funded our strategic plan by investing in key areas, including training, digitalization, leadership development, and mission-focused areas such as the 10-40 window. Sub-organization and services. Adventist Development and Relief Agency South Africa. The organization has made significant strides in strategic development and program implementation, establishing comprehensive country and program strategies alongside robust resource mobilization initiatives. A key achievement has been the successful implementation of the Youth Empowerment Program across 3 towns, Bloemfontein, Winburg, and Brandfort, engaging over 3,000 youth and children in meaningful activities. Beyond this flagship program, the organization has successfully executed 6 developmental projects and 4 emergency response projects, demonstrating its versatility in addressing both long-term community needs and urgent crises. Community outreach efforts have been strengthened through targeted stakeholder engagement in Brandfort and Winburg communities. At the same time, fundraising capabilities have expanded through active engagement with both private sector partners and Adventist Development and Relief Agency (ADRA) supporting offices. Meals on Wheels Community Services, Mogs, South Africa. Meals on Wheels has been in existence since 1964 and has continued to provide support to marginalized communities through the commitment of employees and volunteers. The operational and strategic model has been on combating poverty, food insecurity, and inequalities in South Africa. The demand for MOKE's services has increased, while NPOs in general, including MOKE's, have experienced a decline in donations and other income sources. The demand for MOKE's services has been driven by high unemployment, global economic impacts, geopolitical risks, and pandemics experienced at both international and regional levels. Through our kitchens, we supply meals 5 days a week, ensuring that our beneficiaries receive a good, nutritious meal as per our mandate. It is equally important that we have the correct infrastructure in place. Many of our affiliates that are in rural areas were not well equipped. Access to adequate and nutritious food remains a challenge in South Africa. It has impacted children, resulting in high infant mortality, cognitive development delays, long-term disease, and a failure to thrive academically. However, food insecurity is a pertinent challenge in South Africa. Pensions. Significant efforts have been made over the last few years to integrate the pension factor and the salary factor as is standard practice in all corporate companies. We are very proud to announce that with effect from 1 June 2025, we have been using only one factor. The net effect of this change is that the group life death cover and risk cover benefit amounts will increase considerably, making sure that loved ones are taken care of with a higher benefit. It will also reduce the administrative burden on employers by managing two factors. The change is being phased in over 2 years as it has significant financial implications. The second change is that the MANCO instituted was the increase of the disability benefits from 75% of salary to 100% of wages for the first 2 years and then 75% thereafter. Both employers and members have welcomed this change, as members were previously unwilling to take disability despite being sick and unable to perform their tasks due to the financial strain on the difference between pension and wage factor. Our investment strategy, No Sin Shares, has once again outperformed the benchmark set in this moderate investment category for the last 3 years. Our assets in the Sanlam Umbrella Fund (SUF) have grown to 360 million, with our total membership currently at 922. SEDCOM. By securing legal title to church properties, managing risk and insurance portfolios, and offering expert legal, trust, and financial administration services, SEDCOM ensures that church entities can focus on ministry, education, healthcare, and outreach without operational disruption. Its services also prevent fragmentation of ownership, promote accountability, and maintain compliance with GC, SID, and SAU policies. During the 2022 to 2025 period, SEDCOM registered 10 properties and oversaw the sale of 15, amounting to transactions exceeding 29 million rand. It administered insurance for property, vehicles, group risk and events, processing claims worth over 18 million rand, and supported 97 insured church events and 398 Pathfinder clubs. Through its special assistance loan facility, SEDCOM issued 260 vehicle loans, totaling 18.4 million rand, supported by a new digital loan management system. In the area of trust services, SEDCOM and its partners drafted 57 wills and administered 11 estates, bringing in 352,000 rand in bequests to the church. SEDCOM's legal department represented the church in Commission for Conciliation, Mediation and Arbitration (CCMA) cases, civil litigation and regulatory challenges, including opposition to laws affecting religious freedom such as the Hate Speech Act and potential regulation by the CRL Commission. Challenges addressed included persistent misinformation about SEDCOM's role, underinsurance of church property, poor maintenance practices, and non-payment of insurance premiums. SEDMED. In 2024 alone, SEDMED paid over 207 million rand in claims, with nearly 94 million rand spent on retired members who enjoy lifetime cover subsidized by the church. The benefit structure was enhanced, for example, increased dental and orthodontic benefits, and supported by new provider agreements with Mediclinic and Life Healthcare to reduce member co-payments. The scheme's governance was strengthened through several key policies and committees, for instance, audit, risk, compliance, and the principal officer, PO, actively engaged in industry forums such as the Board of Healthcare Funders (BHF) governance workshops to ensure alignment with national trends and legislative changes. SAU supports the SAU strategic plan by enabling mission readiness, fostering holistic well-being, and modeling ethical leadership. It has consistently invested in member communication, training roadshows, and digital engagement to improve transparency and responsiveness. Through prudent management, innovation, and unwavering commitment to members, SAU continues to be a trusted and sustainable healthcare partner to the Church. Institutions: Helderberg College of Higher Education, HCHE. The average total headcount for the past 7 years is 262, with 287 students in the first semester of 2025. A comparison of the faculty enrollment trends from 2017 evidences the growth of the Faculty of Social Sciences and Education, mainly due to the success of the Bachelor of Education in Foundation Phase teaching program, while the Faculty of Theology enrollment has declined over the past 10 years. From 2020 to 2024, the average SDA to non-SDA ratio was 54 to 46. In the first semester of 2025, the ratio was 47 to 53. This decrease in SDA students correlates with the decline in theology students and the high intake of BED students, most of whom are non-SDA. In September 2024, a AAA re-accreditation site visit took place. Maluti Adventist College, MAC. MAC has a structured spiritual program that ensures faith and learning are integrated into all areas of college life. The spiritual master plan was approved by the College Council and is supported by Integration of Faith and Learning (IFL) guidelines. Faculty members have been trained on faith integration by SAU and Adventist University of Central Africa (AUCA). Since 2022, MAC has held biannual weeks of spiritual emphasis (WOSE), distributed Bibles and Adventist books to new students and staff, and recorded 31 baptisms, 29 students and 2 staff. Additionally, 120 students and 10 staff completed VOP courses. Evangelistic campaigns in partnership with Lesotho Conference led to 25 baptisms at Setlabeng in 2023. Maluti Adventist Hospital, MAH. Maluti Adventist Hospital, MAH, is a trusted healthcare institution in Lesotho, providing comprehensive medical and surgical care for a wide range of illnesses and conditions. With a patient-first approach and a commitment to continuous improvement, MAH serves as a referral point and a reliable provider of essential health services for surrounding communities. MAH recently received top marks in an external assessment, ranking the hospital among the highest-performing institutions in Lesotho. This strong performance reflects robust clinical governance, patient safety practices, and continuous quality improvement. Voice of Prophecy VOP Bible School. The number of active VOP community Bible schools increased from 92 in 2022 to 321 in 2025, with a student body exceeding 24,000 and over 7,500 certificates issued by the middle of 2025. A significant contributing factor to this growth in the number of community Bible schools has been the Impact SAU drive that the SAU XCOM adopted at the inception of this term. The VOP also celebrated its 80th anniversary in 2023 and has continued to increase its visibility and reach through its annual union-wide VOP Emphasis Sabbaths. Challenges included limitations caused by the Protection of Personal Information (POPI) Act, inconsistent reporting from local churches and local conferences, technological disruptions, and financial strain due to unpaid invoices by debtors. These are being addressed through updated administrative practices and training. Through God's guidance, the support of the SAU leadership, the collaboration with local conference directors, the dedication of local church members, and the exceptional efforts of dedicated VOP staff, the institution will continue. Strategic focus. These are the words of outgoing President Dr. Shongwe. As I hand over the baton of leadership, I am hoping that the incoming leadership of the SAU will continue to align administrative structures, departmental strategies and institutional initiatives with the objectives of Vision 2040. This strategic vision provides a clear pathway for fostering innovation, deepening spiritual growth, strengthening leadership capacity, and ensuring long-term impact. In the coming quinquennium, I encourage the new leadership to take deliberate steps to translate this vision into measurable outcomes through collaboration, capacity building, and consistent evaluation, so that every entity within the SAU family is empowered to thrive and fulfill its God-given mission with excellence.